I'm Colton Millette, the founder of Faithful Fit, and welcome to Weight Loss Made Simple. We're going to be showing you guys how to start losing weight effectively without sacrificing your life, without cutting out carbs. Yes, you can have bread. Okay, you are not necessarily a sinner because you are having bread. Not the case. Okay, we're going to show you guys how to lose weight and keep it off for life. So we're going to start with step number 1, and this is figuring out how many calories you need to lose weight. So the contents: what are calories? What is metabolism, and why is that important to understand that? What is your total daily energy expenditure? What is a calorie deficit? We always hear, in order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. I mean, every single time you go on Instagram, you hear the word calorie deficit. It's literally a buzzword. What does that mean? And then we're going to talk to you guys about how you can figure out your total daily energy expenditure. So therefore, you can put yourself into a calorie deficit and you can lose weight today. You can start losing weight this week, start losing weight this month by watching this video and staying to the end. So let's dive in. What are calories? This is simply just the definition of what a calorie is. This is a scientific term that I literally took from the internet, our best friend, Google. A unit of energy often used to express the nutritional value of foods, equivalent to the heat energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius and equal to 1,000 small calories. In other words, a kilocalorie. And the reason why I wanted to share this definition is because when looking at a food label, you're going to see kcals. That is basically what it means, okay? But simply put, calories are energy, and our body, when getting in calories, metabolizes them, and that's how we basically function. In other words, we function with food, okay? Most importantly, you're gonna have to understand what macronutrients are, okay? And what that means is, again, on that food label, you're gonna see carbs, fats, proteins. You're not gonna see alcohol, but it is the 4th macronutrient that we do not have to track, but it is something to be mindful of when losing weight, okay? So each macronutrient has a certain amount of calories per 1 gram. So you're gonna see here carbs are 4 calories, as well as protein is 4 calories, and fats are 9 calories. So that means when having a high-fat diet, you can see that eating fats equals more calories. So it's very easy to overeat when having lots of fats into your diet, okay? So this is what calories are. Next, what is metabolism? And why is this important? Okay, metabolism, guys, is synonymous to this word total daily energy expenditure. In other words, that is the amount of energy your body is going to be burning in a day. The amount of calories your body is going to be burning in a total day. Very important to understand what this is because it is not a cookie cutter, one size fits all approach. Colton is going to have a different total daily energy expenditure than Jerry, and Jerry is going to have a different total daily energy expenditure of Kendall, depending whether you are a male, whether you're a female, whether you have 100 pounds of muscle, whether you have 50 pounds of muscle, right? Depending on what age you are, right? Depending on your previous diets. This all factors into having a different total daily energy expenditure, okay? So what makes it up? It's gonna be these little 4 components here, and I like to use just a pie chart so you guys can understand what this is. So BMR, okay, this basically means that of the whole entire pie, 70% of your BMR is gonna be equated to your total daily energy expenditure. Your basal metabolic rate is essentially the amount of calories your body is burning just to keep the lights on in your body for functions such as digestion. Just if we were to sit still an hour just to be like in this chair, in this office all day, that's the amount of calories my body would burn. Next, we're going to talk about NEAT because NEAT is essentially anything that is non-voluntary. So in this case, we're going to be talking about NEAT as basically getting in more movement, getting in more steps, and simply just trying to be more active. Okay, it equates to about 15% of your total daily energy expenditure. And then next, you have your exercise, and then you have your thermic effect of food, okay? Exercise is obviously going to the gym. You're going to be burning calories at the gym, and then thermic effect of food is burning calories through digestion. They all equal 100%, okay? To be in a calorie deficit, we have to be consuming less food and drinking less beverages than your total daily energy expenditure for you guys to start losing weight this week. So, what is a calorie deficit? A calorie deficit is simple as, okay, calories in versus calories out. In other words, we have to be consuming, again, less food and less beverages than the amount of calories we're burning. The amount of calories we're burning, we just discussed as total daily energy expenditure, okay? So it makes it very easy. Once you figure out your total daily energy expenditure, all you have to do then is eat less, and then you're going to start losing weight. Yes, but the problem is that most of us don't know our total daily energy expenditure. So we need to figure out what that is. Maintenance, okay, this is where most of us are. This is where most of us give up, because this is where we're like, oh, the scale's not moving. What the heck? Well, maintenance basically means that your total daily energy expenditure is equal to the amount of food and drink you're consuming. And then to gain weight, you have to be eating more and drinking more than what you're burning in a day. Okay, you're to be eating more than your total daily energy expenditure. So how do we figure out your total daily energy expenditure so therefore we can start to put you guys into a calorie deficit and you can start losing weight this week? Let's move on. You can simply use this link here, which is honestly a really good placement, a really good start. I would honestly do that. Just click the link, okay, plug in your age, plug in your activity level. You're going to have a couple of options. We'll talk about what those are in just a second, and plug in your current weight. It'll literally pop out your total daily energy expenditure. It'll give you a recommendation for your calorie deficit or surplus, whether your goal is to gain muscle or to lose weight. Those are going to be things that can happen at the same time, but it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more complex, guys, than that. Like everyone on Instagram, every influencer is going to be like, oh my God, you can body recomp, which means you can lose weight and you can put on 20 pounds of muscle. It's like these guys have never been in a science class in their life. This just is not how it works, okay? So I would recommend this as a baseline, very easy. Or you could do some math with the Harris-Benedict equation, which you'd basically figure out your BMR. Again, that's 70% of your total daily energy expenditure, multiplied by your activity level, which we'll discuss here in a second. Or you can go ahead and just take your body weight, multiply it by 10 if you're not so active, multiply it by 12 if you are active, which is going to give you a range of where you should start eating to lose weight, okay? Now, follow this equation if you guys want to use the Harris-Benedict equation times the activity level. I don't recommend that. I would simply use the link, or go ahead and just use this simple equation, okay, to get started if you do not want to do the gold standard, which we're going to talk to you guys here in a second. It is worth mentioning that these are kind of the this is a table you guys can use, okay, to figure out your activity level. Sedentary, light activity, moderate activity, high activity, and extreme activity, okay, based on how many times you're going to the gym. So sedentary is basically office work. You're not going to the gym, right? It's been a while since you've been in the gym. I would highly recommend that most of us start at this level, just because, like, realistically, how many of y'all are actually going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week? Right? Maybe some of y'all are in the light activity category, exercising 1 to 3 times a week. But again, this is like structured exercise, going to the gym, burning calories in the gym, or doing cardiovascular exercise. So most of us are going to fall in the sedentary activity. If you're using the total daily energy expenditure.net link on the previous slide, go ahead and most of the time use sedentary or light activity, and that's going to go ahead and give you your total daily energy expenditure. Moving on, this is what I recommend. And this is going to be the most accurate way to set up what is going to be called weight loss periodization, which is going to be discussed in another lecture. In another video. And what that's going to be is we're going to be talking about, like, hey, like, how do you lose weight and keep it off for life? How long should that take? Like, what is the concept of a maintenance break? Okay, why do we need to do them? Why can't we just go ahead and do this in one shot and get to my goal weight and be happily ever after and look like Channing Tatum? It's just not going to be the case, okay? So in order to figure out your total daily energy expenditure, and if you want to set up a weight loss periodization to therefore keep your weight off for life, yes, for life, okay, this is what I recommend. You're going to weigh in daily and you're going to record your weight, Okay, you're also going to track your calories using MyFitnessPal. At the end of week 1, you're going to go ahead and average out your weigh-ins, so you're going to get a number. And then you're also going to average out your calories, which you're also going to get a number, because you're not going to be eating the same amount of calories Monday through Sunday. It might look different. So you're just going to average those out. You're going to repeat that process for week number 2. And then you're going to go ahead and compare your average weigh-in from week 1 to week 2 and your average calories from week 1 to week 2. And then you're going to go back and look at the data. You're going to look back at how many calories you're eating in a day and what that weigh-in was for that day. And then when you see the decimal points start to align, so I weigh 180 pounds. Let's say, for an example, I weighed in on Monday at 180.2, and then on Tuesday 180.3, and then Wednesday 180.4. Literally, that is very, very similar. And then what I would do is I would look at the amount of calories that we're eating on those days, and then that would be my maintenance calories, right? Because that would basically be a plateau, right? Decimal points that are going up by like 0.1, like 0.3, that is a plateau, okay? And a plateau basically means that the amount of calories that we're eating, okay, is the same amount of calories that we're burning in a day. Like I told you in the previous slide, maintenance. And this is basically how you figure out your maintenance calories. Now, to start losing weight, okay, this week, you would go ahead and take that total daily energy expenditure, and then you would multiply it by 15% if you want to lose weight slowly, or a little bit slower, which I would recommend to start. Or if you want to lose weight faster at 20%, you would go ahead and multiply your total daily energy expenditure by 20%, and then whatever that calorie goal is what you would start tracking in MyFitnessPal and start eating daily for you to start losing weight. Now, we will cover, again, how much weight you should be losing on a week-to-week basis for you to set yourself up for success to keep it off for life. We will be covering that, okay, in a further video. So what to expect? Next, we're going to be talking about your macronutrients for fat loss. Do you have higher carbs? Do you have higher fat? How much protein do you need to have? How much carbohydrates do you need to have? How much fat do you need to have, right? This is very important for muscle gain. Next, we'll be talking about meal timing. How many meals do you have to have in a day? What's intermittent fasting? What are some supplements that are going to be good for fat loss and muscle gain? Number 3, we'll talk about training, how hard you need to train. We'll talk about your step goals. We'll talk about how many steps you need to have in a day for you guys to lose weight and keep it off. Then we'll talk about weight loss periodization, okay? How to keep your weight off for life. How much weight can expect to lose in a week-to-week basis? How much is too fast? How much is too slow? When to adjust your calories? Which that should actually be 5, which will be 5. Adjusting your calories and macronutrients when you plateau. And then we'll talk about special events such as like work, travel, we'll talk about vacation, talk about, dinners, date nights, things like that, to show you guys what I have been using with my clients to successfully help 350 men and women by now keep their weight off for life. Stay tuned, guys. Super excited to go into lecture number 2, weight loss made simple.